Hello guys, it's Pat from Pat back at it again, and today I'm super duper excited to show you this deck list. Of course, as you may have seen from the thumbnail, I'm talking about Stardust, and I know that I told you in my previous video that I was kinda in doubt, if buying or not this structure. I said that I've had bought one copy of the structure, of course, but then I ended up buying three, and you will see in a moment why. So before jumping right into it, guys, just a quick reminder: if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So I'm here with yugioh, of course, and his ultimate skill. I'm talking about Shooting Star Road. So now, for the whole who do not know what it does, it's pretty easy. You basically begin the duel with the junk converter in the graveyard, and this is pretty cool because when it's used as a synchro material, you get to choose one tuner monster in the graveyard and special summon it. So it's kind of recycling a tuner, and of course it has another effect because it's a card that you can find, of course, in the extractor deck. You can discard it in together with a tuner from your hand and add one synchron monster from your deck to your hand. The synchron monster that you are adding, it can be both a tuner, either a tuner or not, of course. And also, the other good side of the skill is that you can play a Formula Synchron, so of course, the tuner synchro monster that can synchro summon your opponent's turn as a quick effect. You can play this from outside your deck if you control a Stardust dragon, but then you're locked into dragon, wind type dragon synchro monsters. So of course, the only target you will be able to summon if you play Formula Synchron with this skill will be Shooting Star Dragon. And to activate this skill, actually you need to play at least 4 junk, synchron or Stardust monsters in your extra deck, and 8 or more cards among junk and synchron tuner monsters. So not that restricting, I have to say, really not that restricting. And so the skill is pretty busted because thanks to the skill you have a guaranteed access on turn 1 to Shooting Star Dragon thanks to one card combo. And the one card combo, of course, is a junk synchron, because a junk synchron on summon will take back the junk converter that you have in the graveyard because of the skill, and then you go into the first synchro summon level 5 and it will be a junk warrior. Then junk converter effect from the grave will activate and let you special summon a junk synchron from your graveyard. So you have again 5 plus 3 equals to 8, so you can go directly into a Stardust Dragon, and then you activate the skill Shooting Star Road that lets you play a Formula Synchron from outside your deck. Then you have 2 plus 10 is plus 8, sorry, equals to 10. Shooting Star Dragon is here. So this is a pretty big booty, and it's not invincible, that's for sure, but it's definitely a good monster. Apart from the fact that it's beautiful and the fact that we got it as a legendary heart is insane in my opinion. I'm so happy for that, and I'm so thankful to Konami for this. But so it is an OTK machine. Why? Because you can use the effect to excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and these cards can attack a number of times equal to the number of tuner monsters that you excavated among those 5 cards. But keep in mind that if you do not excavate any tuner, this monster cannot attack. So maybe if you're late in the duel and you already used a ton of tuners, it's a better option actually to not use the effect. Keep in mind that. And yes, other two effects. The first one being the actually a destruction negation. You can negate the destruction of a card. Whatever card that destroy a spell trap, destroy a monster, that destroy everything, you can just negate it with no cost at all. Pretty good. Pretty good against Typhoon, against Lightning Vortex, against, I don't know, Despacito, against Regeki Break, and whatsoever. Special Hurricane, and alternative Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon, stuff like that. You can just negate. And then last but not least, he can negate an attack by banishing himself, and then he will come, if you use this effect, he will come back in the end phase. So, pretty good, of course. But I mean, a problem will be to deal with Harpies. Harpies just bounce your monster to your hand or your extra deck, so these won't do anything. So the first thing you have to do when you're facing Harpies is that you have to wait for your Synchro Summon. So you just want to end your turn with the Stardust Dragon and your full mode Synchron on the field, and then wait for him to go into the battle phase with his Harpies, with all his Harpies, and then you can, maybe at the end of the main phase, you go into a Shooting Star Dragon. And so this is of course the main combo. And why did I buy 3 copies? Because I didn't have a single copy of Junk Synchron. So with this structure, I got 3 copies of Junk Synchron that I missed. Then I got, of course, 3 copies of Junk Converter. Actually, a very good card for this deck and only for this deck. Keep in mind that. And I got also 3 copies of Stardust Dragon that I only had 1. I mean, not that you need more than 1 copy of Stardust Dragon, but I mean, it was anyway a UR card that I didn't have. So it was a fair deal to me, especially if you think that I love Stardust archetype, Synchron archetype. Actually, I love Yusei, not as much as I love Jaden, but Yusei is kinda in the first 2, top 3 maybe, favorite characters. So that's why I decided to spend my money on this. And so, of course, guys, yes, this deck will become even stronger if you use tuning. Tuning will increase more and more the consistency of this deck that is already pretty consistent. So, of course, we play 3 Junk Synchron, that is the main Shooting Star Dragon machine summon. Then we have triple Junk Converter that from your hand you can just discard it alongside a Tuna, and you can add the Junk Synchron that you need. So that's why we play other 3 Tuna monsters. Tuning Gum, pretty cool. Actually, the only useful effect that Tuning Gum has is to be discarded with Junk Converter, and then when it's in the graveyard, it can protect your Synchro monster from targeting effect. Keep in mind that, but just if it targets only your Synchro monster. And then we have triple Jet Synchron. Jet Synchron, so it's a Tuna that you can discard with your Junk Converter. It can be a target for your Junk Converter searching effect, or also for the Junk Converter recycling effect. I mean, you can of course choose Jet Synchron if you have it in the graveyard. And also, what's good is that Jet Synchron, it's your special summon from the grave if you wanna go for the spicy boy that you saw on the thumbnail, Christian Quarium Gandrox. Why did I put this thing in my deck? So, actually, after you summon Shooting Star Dragon, if something goes wrong and you lose your Shooting Star Dragon, basically you cannot do anything else. So I actually felt like I needed another boss in the deck, and this other boss is Christian Quarium Gandrox. And sometimes, actually not most of the time, sometimes you could also, as you would see in replays, it could be a better option to summon a Christian Quarium Gandrox instead of your Shooting Star Dragon, because keep in mind that Christian Quarium Gandrox can banish monster from your card, from your opponent's side of the field, or also its graveyard. Pretty cool, actually, again, especially as you will see in the mirror match, when you can banish your opponent's Junk Converter. So, pretty cool option, actually. And so, you know, it's also a good out just in case your Rogeki Break cannot help you go through your opponent's card. Then we have double Hatronade, of course. I am sure that this deck will have something limited to do. It's just a matter of time. But for now that we do not have any limit, we can just use Hatronade. But of course, once that we will have a card limited to 2 in this deck, you could just replace the Hatronade with the Forbidden Lens, or a couple of Cyclone, or a couple of Typhoon. Anything that deals with back row, it's fine. And then the card that I think is one of the best is Dark War Duellinks. Why Dark War Duellinks and Reggie Break? I just feel they are perfectly, integrated in this deck list. Cause for two reasons. If it's your second turn and your opponent has already set all his back rows, if you actually do not have access to Hatronade and you do not have your junk converter, you want to have a Dark War Duellinks so that you can discard your Turning Gum and have your protection already in the grave. The same reason can be applied to Regeki Break. Apart from the fact that it's such a versatile card, and you know guys, I always tell you that it can pop spell traps, set cards, face up cards, monsters, set monsters, whatever you like, it can pop everything. Discarding cost can be pretty cool for both the Turning Gum and for the Jet Synchron. So you can actually want to have a Jet Synchron in the grave, thanks to Regeki Break you can do it, or you actually want to have a Turning Gum in the grave and Regeki Break can help with that. So just in case, imagine your opponent, it's your first turn, you have a Regeki Break, your opponent set just a couple of cards, you use your Regeki Break on one card, discarding a Turning Gum, so you have protection from the second one. So that's just kinda how it works. And then last but not least, we have the extra deck. So Junk Destroyer is actually needed because we need to play 4 extra deck monsters that are Junk, Synchron, Stardust. There you go, Junk, 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 and Stardust. And then the other is Battle Swap, Hammer the Conquering Bow. Why? Because this is another OTK machine, because you're gonna actually summon this thing always with a Synchro monster, and the other Synchro monster of course is Junk Warrior. And this thing, when it's summoned with a Synchro monster, it can attack 2 times. So it's actually a 5600 damage potential. So pretty cool, just in case you lost your OTK machine because of a card, or I don't know, you can just summon your Conquering Bow and go for a lethal anyway. Of course, Giant Destroyer is pretty cool because it's just a pop. You can pop a card on the field, so pretty cool. And nothing, guys. I guess this is all. Of course, don't miss the replays when you see all the combo in action. And I hope I have not taken too much of your time with the explanation, but I wanted to make sure that you understand why I made these choices. So, guys, that was all. I hope it's all clear, and we can jump right into the replays. Here we go, my boys. Here I was at a 3-win streak. This is actually a mirror match, so we are together here with the Stardust deck, with the new fresh structure. It's me to begin, and let's see what we got. I've got the Junk Synchron, so I'm fine. I can just go into the full combo, as you can see right here, with Junk Converter, recycling the Junk Synchron, and make me have a level 8 total on the field. So Stardust Dragon is coming, and then of course Shooting Star Rod, the skill that comes in play. Let me play actually the Formula Synchron from outside my deck. So he has the Junk Converter, but he also has a Turning Gum in the grave, so he can actually he has a protection for his Synchro monster. Same play as you can see right here. Actually it's a mirror play. Junk Warrior with Junk Converter, recycling the Junk Synchron, taking out a level 8 total Stardust Dragon, then the skill, but he has a couple of set cards, so that can be actually freaky. And Shooting Star Dragon is out, but then he uses the effect to have actually 1, 2, and 2 attacks, so he can attack 2 times before the end of the main phase. I made my Shooting Star Dragon as well, of course. He attacks, I didn't, of course. Guys, keep in mind that if you're in a mirror match, you do not want to negate his Shooting Star Dragon attack with yours, because especially when he has a couple of attacks, if you negate the first one, then he has an open field to attack you twice, and you're gonna lose if he has 3 attacks or more. Keep in mind that. So both got distracted. I can begin the duel with the turn with Hatronade, then Darkwood Duellinks. I picked the perfect card. Junk Synchron again, all the stuff as you can see right here. It's always the same stuff. We can move on, but this time, guys, I'm gonna go into a Conquering Bow right here, double attack because I summoned him with the Junk Warrior that is a Synchro monster, and that's how you do it, my boys. Here, my boys, I was at a 4-win streak, and is this another mirror match? Yes, this is another mirror match. So we have actually different hand right here. It's me to start again. Junk converter to discarding the tuning gum, so we have the protection now, and we can just speed up the full combo as you can see right here. Of course, I'm gonna go into all this stuff, but then I used first as you can see right here. What I did is to use the Darkwood Duellinks to discard my Jet Synchron, and he discarded the Jet Synchron as well, and then I used the effect of Jet Synchron to discard my Regeki Break, summon him, and now I have 2 tuners and 1 known tuner monster. This means that Quarion Drandax is coming to the field, banishing Boris card from the grave, and now this was a risky move. Keep in mind, this was a risky move because now if he had another Junk Converter and another tuner, he can look for his Junk Synchron. But if he do not have a Junk Converter, then it's cooked because he has nothing to recycle from the grave. So that's what he did. Quick draw Synchron, discarding a Junk Cankor, then summoning a Junk Servant with 4+5. It's nothing about Synchrons. So there you go, that's how you shut up your opponent in the mirror match on the first turn. Here instead, I was at a 2-win streak against Odeon. So let's see what we got. 24 card deck. These guys are all replays that comes from the King of Games rank, because you know guys, if you missed that, just check my King of Games deck list for this month, Heroes and Dark Cavalry. So let's see what we got here. Gozuki, so I'm talking about Shirani, wait what? A couple of set cards, and I was really lucky right here because I had the Trinate, so there you go. Starting with the Trinate is never a bad idea. Then Junk Converter, discarding its Sunningham, so we have a protection just in case we cannot end the duel in this turn, but we have to try it. So Junk Synchron, hold the stuff of course, the Junk Warrior, Junk Converter recycling the Junk Synchron, then level 8, Stardust Dragon is coming, and then after that we have the Formula Synchron played from outside our deck thanks to the skill. Then Synchro Summon Shooting Star Dragon, he's here and it's majestic. Then Shooting Star Dragon effect, but I was actually, let's see, 1, 2 and just 2, so it was kinda lucky. I needed just another one to make it OTK, so I had to set my Regeki Break as a defense. Then I started to swing in, and he had to use his Gozuki's effect to actually survive, because otherwise I had another attack and I would have won. So Gozuki banishing these battles while summoning the other one from the hand, so I decided not to attack because I didn't want him to be able to activate the Spectre's Will's effect from the grave. So we are chilling. Then Samurai Skull to send what's the name? The Solitaire, and then and only then I decided to use the Regeki Break on Spectre's Word because I didn't want him to Synchro Summon, and because the Spectre's Word was just sent in that turn, he is not able to use the effect of Synchro Summoning from the grave. Keep an eye on that. So, but he has both the set cards, so we need to see what we have here. Fiendish Chain, but he forgot that I had my Tunningham, so he uses the Canadia, but Canadia is actually useless because I can just flip up my Shooting Star Dragon again, so of course these will not count. I was actually pretty lucky, I actually excavated 4 tunas, so I just flipped up and he actually had to surrender because he lost all his defense, and that's how you do it, my boys. Here we got Seto Kaiba Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons. Let's see what we got here. So we got actually a pretty, it's not a perfect end, but it's fine because we had a Junk Synchron. It's all we need, and we have actually 6 Junk Synchrons in the grave, we can say, because we play Junk Converter. And then we have also Darkboard Dealings to draw, even to have even another chance. And keep in mind that when tuning is coming into the game, we will have actually 9 Junk Synchrons in this deck, so definitely super consistent. But guys, we know what is this. This is the stone, and we not want that in the graveyard. So you know what we are about to do? Let's see. Junk Converter, then I use the effect of Junk Converter to have a Jet Synchron in the grave, so that I can use its effect to special summon it on the field. Now 2 tuners, 1 non-tuner, Crimson Quarian Dragon Dax is here. I can banish that stone, and it just scooped. Keep in mind that Quarian Dragon Dax first turn can be the answer. What we got here instead is a Serra, so let's see what we have here. We have just set monster, so we can go on with the Junk Synchrons combo because we already have it. Junk Warrior and all the stuff. As always, we can speed up this, of course. There you go. Then Darkboard Dealings to discard the Jet Synchron so that I could see what he had actually. He had a super heavy deck, super heavy samurai deck. Let's see what we got. And I made the right call, because keep in mind, guys, with Darkboard Dealings you can actually figure out what your opponent is playing, just in case it's not something, of course, evident. And once that I knew that he was playing super heavy, the set monster could be nothing than Giga Glows. So Quarian Dragon Dax was the best option. You should agree with me, right? So I banished that, so I was chilling. Let's see what he's got right here. Super heavy wagon right here. Then we have the super heavy samurai soul piercer, so all this stuff to actually, you know, summon another Giga Gloves right here. Then he's moving on, and he can actually do anything else right here, because he didn't have the chance to add the pump, I mean the one that gives the super heavy monster 1200 defense more, so he's just relying on that, and he decided to scoop. So you can see how Quarian Dragon Dax can be so good when you banish stuff from the grave, from the field. You can just freak out your opponents and you steal duels. Last but not least, we have the Duel in deck. Let's see what we got. We got again a first perfect hand, guys. Don't get me wrong, I actually have Junk Synchron in my starting hand 90% of the time, and when I say that I have it in the starting hand, I mean that I either draw it naturally, or I had it with Junk Converter, or I draw it after that I use my Darkboard Dealings. So keep in mind that. There you go, full combo again with actually defense and Brigade Break that is ready right here. It's a Gookie deck, so Formula Synchron before the end of the main phase, so Gookie Suprex adding the special summoning, actually the Rescorpio, using the skill actually pretty useless in this case. Junk Converter to send the Tuning Arm to protect, just in case, to protect my Shooting Star Dragon, then Junk Synchron, and we can go into a full another super duper synchro combo that ends up in a Conquering Bow. As you will see in a minute, Conquering Bow is here with double attack. Keep in mind that Shooting Star Dragon with 1, 2, and 3 attacks. Let's see. So swinging in, but he has the Button Boxer bait that saved the day, because actually he had lethal thanks to the 3 attack of Shooting Star Dragon. And keep in mind that Conquering Bow has another cute effect. When he attacks once and he deals damage, your opponent's monster lose 1000 attack and defense. So pretty nice. This is a non-targeting effect, so it's pretty cool. Then I swinged in. I still had lethal, but he had a Sphere Kuribo. So the Necro Valley, that is not a that problem actually. Suplex to summon the Twist Cobra. Twist Cobra is a problem, so I had to use a Regeki break. He chained the Twist Cobra. Why did I do that? Because he actually can use the effect of Twist Cobra in the damage step, and in that case I cannot use the effect of Regeki break. Keep in mind that. So he uses the effect, so he's forced to pump up before the battle phase, and then I'm fine, because when he attacks now, I can just negate the attack with Shooting Star Dragon, and I'm chilling. So now he cannot do anything else. As you can see, he's scooped. So keep in mind, guys, when you play this deck, you have actually to think a lot of what's playing your opponent, what's your opponent playing. That's really important, guys. So that was all. I hope you enjoyed all the explanation. Feel free to ask me whatever you want in the comment section down below. Keep in mind, guys, that this is the first version that actually I came up with. I cannot, of course, exclude that I will come up with other versions in the next days, either with more fun in it, so maybe more anime related or more competitive. We'll see, especially once that tuning comes out. So, guys, that was all. Of course, thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.